What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Coach Nostra, back at you guys with another sneaker unboxing, review, and of course that on feet with that sock combo, guys. Let's jump into another one. Alright guys, of course no stranger to this box, the Nike Kyrie 6. The colorway on this joint is the Vast Gray / Black Soar in a size 11, guys. Let's check out this particular colorway, fam. Alright guys, there they are in hand, the Nike Kyrie 6 Vast Gray colorway. Going back a few colorways, if you picked up the Oracle Aquas, then you got the part 2, you got the sequel in hand right here. These are also clean. However, I think the Oracle Aqua colorway makes a little bit more of a statement. That color combination, I think, is just a little bit bolder than this particular color combination. But guys, this Vast Gray colorway, somewhat neutral, and then you've got a couple really kind of colorful, loud, vibrant hits on the shoe that of course are going to stand out just a little bit on this particular colorway. I personally am a sucker for white shoes, and I'm a sucker for gray shoes, and not as big or as hyped on all black shoes. That's just my personal taste. I don't know why. I can't really explain that. That'd be like trying to explain your favorite color. It really makes no sense whatsoever, guys. It's a personal preference. I've always been like that, honestly, going all the way back to high school. Back when I was in high school, I didn't have a lot of shoes. My parents didn't buy me a lot of shoes. I wasn't struggling for shoes necessarily. But guys, for me, it was pretty much one pair of shoes at a time, and then I would move on to another pair of shoes. Except for when I was a little bit younger, my parents would buy me like an on-sale pair of skate shoes, and then I would get something that I would actually wear to school or whatever. And generally, sometimes that pair eventually would become what I would skate in. Most of the time, I'd outgrow both the pairs, and I'd of course trash both the pairs, especially those skate shoes. So having said that, guys, it's just a personal preference of mine, and I definitely really dig any color gray, whether it's cool gray or wolf gray, or in this particular instance, Vast Gray. These, in my opinion, are clean. Not a colorway I was super hyped on just because of the Oracle Aqua colorway. I was looking forward to these, but also kind of looking down the line a little bit at what might be next, or what the next colorway from the Kyrie 6 is gonna be that's really gonna maybe take some chances, or just be a really loud, vibrant colorway. I feel like trying to follow up that city pack has just been a really difficult thing to do. But again, guys, that's just my personal opinion. I loved almost every colorway of that city pack, some a little bit more than others, but honestly the only colorway I wasn't super hyped on was that Heal the World colorway. All of the city colors that I've seen, and even the few one or two exclusive city colors that I've seen that actually didn't get released, all of those really resonated with me personally. And then as they've released some of these GRs, they just really haven't been nearly as exciting, guys. And these, to me, definitely fit that description. Colorway wise, guys, we have that Vast Gray pretty much dominating the entire shoe. Of course, that toe box, which is going to be that textile toe box. You've got the nylon hits on the shoe that the laces work through down on the lower portion of the shoe. As you work up the tongue, you've got, of course, all that Vast Gray on the laces. That Kyrie logo is going to come at you on the tongue in black, so a little bit of pop there. You've got a black stitched Nike swoosh on both the medial and the lateral portions on the back half of that sneaker. These GRs, for the most part, other than that all-star colorway, they've either been suede on that back half of the shoe, or they've been leather on the back half of the shoe. On this colorway, as with the Oracle Aquas, guys, they chose to hit you with that hit of suede back there. It does look good, but in hand, really up close, it does not give off the appearance of a really premium shoe per se. They've touched off that back heel counter in pink, which is really gonna catch the eye. The only other hits of pink on that shoe are going to be on the actual strap of the shoe, where most of that strap is actually going to be blue, but it sort of transitions to pink on the medial portion of the strap, and then of course you've got that really dominant hit of pink on that Roman numeral 6 right there on the very inner portion on that medial side of the shoe. The really defining features of this colorway, again guys, like that Oracle Aqua colorway, on the left shoe you've got sort of the leopard spots, while on the right shoe you've got more of like a zebra stripe going on the shoe. I do actually dig how they chose to mismatch the two, especially on that other colorway. They really pop, they really stand out because of that orange with that Oracle Aqua backdrop that it sits atop. Guys, as we peep this midsole, the back half of the midsole is going to be that vast gray, while the front half of the midsole, where the actual outsole is sort of encroaching on the shoe itself, is going to actually be a little bit lighter hit. It actually appears to be white in my opinion, so there is a little bit of contrast right there. That Zoom Turbo unit, they've dressed in that sort of darker blue color. And then guys, as we turn to the outsole, as we touched on a little bit, you've got a dominantly white outsole, little hit of black here on that back portion on the spikes, and then you've got some pink and some blue, and then a little black pupil on that actual eye portion of the outsole. Colorway wise guys, these are clean. However, this is a shoe that almost just begs to get dirty, so some people might want to touch these up with some product or something like that if you're the type of person that goes that route. I really don't, man. I just try to be careful with what I wear and mindful of the situations that I'm going to be going through on a day-to-day basis or whatever when I've got shoes on my feet that I don't want to destroy and I want to keep clean for the longevity of the shoe. The feel of these shoes, if you want that angle, in my opinion, the shoe of course is very narrow, so guys, you're gonna want to size up in these, in my opinion, a half size, which has really been standard in the Kyrie line for a while now. Some people will argue that in the ones and maybe the twos you didn't necessarily have to size up. In my opinion, me personally, I've consistently had to size up in the Kyries. It's just a really narrow shoe. Not that it necessarily runs small lengthwise, but that toe box starts to narrow in a hurry, and the actual footbed and the lining of the shoe, all of that is just a very narrow shoe. This shoe itself, much easier to get on, of course, than the Kyrie 5s. The Kyrie 5, really, in my opinion, a great shoe, definitely performance-wise. Of course, the introduction of that Zoom Turbo unit will always be something I think that the Kyrie 5 will be somewhat legendary for, and we'll slowly, I think, start to continue to see that Zoom Turbo unit start to make its way out into other shoes like we saw with that Kobe 5 Protro, which personally, I think that was super dope how that played out and really exciting and kind of unexpected. I didn't really expect to see that, especially with what played out with the Kobe 4 Protros. The outsole of this shoe, the grip on this shoe, which is always something that people really are taking heavily into consideration with a basketball shoe. To me, it's amazing. I think they really did a great job. You've got a lot of consistency with the grip throughout the sneaker, so no matter what type of pivot or move or run, whether it's laterally or horizontally or what have you, vertically, whether you're coming from your toes, you're starting to roll the shoe to the left, to the right, you know, on your ankles or what have you, you get a lot of consistent grip. And there's a lot of areas that you'll notice that they really started to work the grip up onto the midsole, such as on that front toe portion, so you can do some of those sort of toe lunges that are very prevalent in the sport of basketball. As you turn to the medial portion of that outsole, you see a lot of that sort of grip encroaching right there. And again, guys, that's because of some of the pivots and some of the angles and stuff that are very common in some of these more shifty point guard type player movements that basketball players are so apt to be performing all the time on court, guys. So guys, we have performance and design really coming together hand in hand. That heel counter that we sort of touched on, the rubberized heel counter, which really draws a lot of ire and a lot of attention because of the symbolism that is so profoundly located there on almost every single colorway of the Kyrie 6s. That heel counter, in my opinion, it does a great job. Really locks you in, keeps your foot stationary on the lower portion of that footbed, guys, which is what you need in a basketball shoe, guys, because as soon as your foot starts lifting up off the footbed of a basketball shoe, guys, that's where those ankle injuries start to really come into play. And so that's what every basketball shoe is trying to get right. Lock your foot in, keep your ankle by way of your heel grounded to the shoe. That way, while you're jumping, you're not jumping out of your shoes, literally, guys, because that's what's going to lead to getting you hurt. And then guys, that Zoom turbo unit that's in the front of the shoe, which has really been just revolutionary in my opinion. You've got that air bubble, which instead of just Nike Air, which is just going to be essentially cushion. Anytime you've got Zoom Air, you've got a smaller cushion, but you've got injected air. So feeling wise, as opposed to getting the feeling of air, which is more of a pillow, guys, you're getting that cushion and then the spring back. That's essentially what Zoom is. And with the Zoom turbo unit, you've got the traditional airbags that are traditionally square or generally rectangle, and they've made it more of a hexagon. So guys, it's covering a lot more surface area of the bottom of your foot. And then you've got these metal weaves that are actually woven into the Zoom turbo unit itself. So when you're coming down on that airbag, the actual airbag is going to be able to flex independently from other portions of the airbag, guys. So the shoe, the airbag, it's all in conjunction with one another. It's responsive to how you're landing on the shoe, and really it's just a cool idea that I think they'll continue to build off of moving forward. It's one of those love it or hate it features, guys. You either love Zoom Air or you hate it, and I feel like you would either love the Zoom Turbo unit or you would hate it. All in all, guys, a cool colorway, a pretty clean colorway, something that's gonna pop and stand out on court, even though it's just gonna be in some subtle sort of ways. But you guys know me, I'm a Kyrie head. I had to go out and cop these things on release day, guys. Let's check these things out on feet. Y'all let me know down below what y'all think of these. Y'all copping these? Are y'all passing on these? Are you feeling the Oracle Aqua colorway more? And that's a reason, guys, not to cup this colorway. Let me know. Any questions down below, guys, I'll definitely hit you back. Comment, like, subscribe. Much love to you guys. Peace.